Welcome back to our humble podcast. It's your host, GT. I'm here with my amazing co-host, Christina. How you doing?
Great.
Nice.
How are you?
I'm good. Almost didn't have her today, but I'm glad that things worked out the way that they should have, and you're here to join us for this interview. Pretty excited for this one. It's my day one, really, from when I started making music and really getting into kind of doing this creative thing. Me and this brother connected, and I remember talking about the idea of having a ministry that services people through music, and we just connected through that, and out of that Another Level Music was born. Well, it was already existing before that.
Sure was. Yeah.
We could talk a little bit about the history of that, but a lot of the things that we do today originated from our friendship. So I'm excited to get into this interview, introduce to the world. I know a lot of people already know you, but introduce to our audience my brother, JC. How you doing, bro?
Man, I'm doing good, man. I feel good to be on here today.
Yeah?
I can't stop smiling, man. I'm excited.
So I totally failed in not thinking up an icebreaker question.
What?
You got one by chance?
No, because you usually do.
I usually have one, right? Yeah, we're not gonna have an icebreaker question today.
That's crazy. So I get treated differently than everybody else.
But we'll get some food afterwards.
Okay, that's fine.
All right. Yeah, I completely failed. I'm sorry, bro. Anyway, JC, where did the name come from?
Man, and it's really simple actually. JC is my initials.
What?
Okay.
But I mean, I don't really like going by my government. It's Josh. I don't really like going by that because there's too many Joshes. And like
There's a ton of Joshes.
when I was in school, there was at least 10 in my class.
Dang.
We only had 10 people in our class.
Everybody's name.
Everybody's name is Josh.
That's
That
hilarious.
was ridiculous.
So, but like really though, it was so many Joshes, and so I got to a point where it's like, man, just call me JC. So everybody was just calling me JC. It's a lot easier to like, all right, hey, that's JC. Instead of just calling me Josh.
More specifically, where'd the spelling come from?
So the spelling came from when I started doing music,
Okay.
because when I went online, there's still a lot of people that spell their name with just a J and a C.
Okay.
Then there's still a lot of people that spell it JayCee. So I wanted something that was easy to be able to be found.
Yeah.
And unique.
I like that because SEO is like important when you're trying to create something and
Exactly.
you want to attract people to you or have people able to find you.
Mm-hmm.
Another Level Music with the Q, that's unique,
For sure.
but you also have to let people know to make sure you put that Q on there. Same thing with Humble Kings with the Z.
Yeah.
Like there's a ton of different Humble Kings brands that exist, but there's only one Humble Kings with a Z.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right. So in our interview, I don't know if I forgot or what, but it really dawned on me that Humble Kings originated with you and I.
Oh, you didn't tell everybody?
I told him in the interview, yeah.
What?
But
Yeah.
it obviously isn't what it is today.
It's not.
But it also, like the way that it originated, the way that it grew and developed and expanded, I lost sight of that. It started with you and I.
And it's crazy, because we was actually supposed to do an album.
Right?
It's supposed to be an album. I think I still got the album cover somewhere in one of my social media files.
Is that the picture of you and I from Live Loud?
Yeah, and
Okay.
it wasn't Live Loud. It was Urban Voice.
At Sozo?
No, at the Rocket.
Rocket's Canteen?
Yeah. So it was.
Forget about that place.
Man, I'm telling you. So it said GT
XJC.
XJC underneath Humble Kings.
Was it when it was the
Oh,
J
I've
and the
seen
C back then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm like, man. I was like, man, I think he forgets that that I was the original.
I think so
You
too.
know.
I think so too. Because I feel like I didn't even remember or know.
That's the thing, because once the radio show started, like the identity of Humble King shifted.
Yeah.
We originally started making music together, and we still have some songs that have not been released that maybe in the near future. But then we had the opportunity for the radio show, and the Humble Kings radio show was born, and that became the identity of Humble Kings.
Right.
Right. And then coming out of the radio show, or I think it even happened while we had the show, we grew our family and welcomed a lot of different people. And that was just kind of one of those like grassroots things that kind of fell through the cracks. So founding member of Humble Kings, JayC.
Founding member. Yes, I like the sound of that. Thank you. Put some respect on my name. That's
Put
good.
some respect on my name.
Founding fathers.
Man.
So Another Level Music, let's talk about where the vision of that originated.
Ooh, man, you want to go back. Okay.
Yeah, let's go way back.
So Another Level Music, I actually started it, was it 2011, 2012. I was in college, and I was like, man, I really like doing music. I was really trying to build something. And so I started doing like a little mixtape. Then I just came up with a brand. I needed something to put it on to be able to say it's associated with. So I created Another Level Music. Now Another Level Music actually originated from Another Level was a what was it? It was a title of a conference that I went to as a teenager.
Oh, cool.
So that always stuck with me, Another Level. Because in the conference, they were just talking about like just taking things to a different level and spiritual and things like that. And so it stuck with me my whole teenage years and the young adult. And I was like, man, that's a great name. And I was Googling and making sure nobody had the name.
Yeah.
Okay? And then I had to put a Q on there because I think there's already Another Level Music with a C. So I had to change that. So then that's why I came up with it.
You doing that, changing a C to a Q, started a whole wave of misspelling. And I think it drives some people crazy. Like, y'all don't know how to spell? It's hip. Put a Z on it.
Yeah, man, look, that's cool. I started the trend.
Yeah, right?
That started like maybe the 90s or even earlier.
Really?
Yeah, Musiq Soul Child. That's kind of where I got that.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, music. Yeah.
That was always an attachment I made, the music with the Musiq
I
Soul
feel like
Child.
it's always been a musical thing though. Like the changing of the letters has always been like a musical thing.
Yeah.
Do you think it's like a urban thing? Not just music, it's also like, well, music in
What else?
our community. Anyway.
That's racist.
Like, but what else is
I said urban. I didn't say nothing about racist.
I was just talking about music though.
No,
It's a
though she said,
musical
yeah,
thing.
what else? I mean,
Yeah, like what else besides music do they change letters and stuff like?
I don't know, maybe art.
So whenever
No,
we talk
or it's
about
just
like
music.
who are you always jump ahead to like the end of who are you. I always like to know the beginning, like who are you? Like when did you?
So that's why you're here. keep me grounded, because I'm in the sky.
It's like here. All right, let's talk about another. And you're like talking about college. So when did you start singing?
Ooh.
Take it way back.
I know.
Yeah,
Church.
right. It was church, of course. Of
Nice.
course.
All the greats start in church.
So I think I was 5, right? And I was made to be in the children's choir. Growing up as a pastor's kid, it's like,
I never knew that.
that's crazy.
See,
Wow.
who are you?
That's crazy. Yeah, you knew that. Growing up as a pastor's kid, my dad was in charge of the music for the adults. So he was the music director, choir director, and so I had to be there on Thursdays when they had choir practice. So I'm in the children's choir. And so from there, I just was just singing. And I think it was like 8. I think I was 8 when I started trying to do a run, my first run. I was listening to one of my cousins, X. Y'all know X, right? Xavier. Yeah, he used to go to church with y'all. And he was singing and he was doing these runs. He was like 12 and doing these runs. And I'm like, man, I could do those. So I'm sitting there practicing. I was practicing this one run, when I was 8 and just doing it over and over and over and over again. And then from there, I just progressed and listened to different people and just trying different things. And now I'm here,
So do you sing in like school?
No. See, I never did that. No.
Oh.
No. We didn't do that. Singing was not allowed in school for me. I had a reputation, so it's just.
You in sports?
I was in sports.
Football?
I was.
Any other sports?
I played a little bit of baseball. Just a little bit, though. I was on a traveling baseball team.
Nice.
I wasn't that good.
I played baseball.
Really?
1 game.
Oh, you only played 1 game?
Bro, I didn't go to any practices. And I was like, hey, I want to play baseball. And I just showed up one day for a game, and they had me as the catcher. I couldn't catch, couldn't hit, couldn't throw. It was terrible.
St. Louis?
Yeah, I was in St. Louis.
How old were you?
I think I was a sophomore or junior.
Oh, okay. In college?
That would never.
High school.
Oh, okay.
That would
I would
never
not-
happen now.
not in
Or
college,
at least
no.
not here in Omaha. That wouldn't happen. Like
It was.
just show up like,
it must
hey.
have been a sophomore because it was JV.
Oh, okay.
That wasn't
I mean,
varsity.
you could be JV all the time.
What?
You can.
Dang.
You can.
I thought JV was just like sophomores and freshmen, and then I guess you have to try
I
out
feel like
for
it's like a
varsity.
talent level type.
It should be.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it should be.
Really?
I've never heard of that. Yeah,
I mean, it's the same thing. Like you can come in as varsity as a freshman.
If you're good enough.
If you're good.
That's what I'm saying. It's
That's
like,
the talent part.
you said it was JV because I was a sophomore, but I'm like, that isn't.
Because he wasn't good enough to be on varsity.
They
So he had to
didn't
be-
know anything. He
He had
just
to be
showed
in
up.
the level of what would fit his age range.
So 1 game of baseball.
1 game of baseball,
Dang.
and you have much more experience than me in baseball, for sure. I'm sure.
Probably not. I think I went to we had 5 practices, and there was like 3 out of town games. I played in 1, and that was it. They said, hey, you want to come back? I said, no, I don't. Because somebody stole my Xbox. I don't want to do that.
Oh.
All right, I got an icebreaker for you.
No. No. We've already started talking. You missed it. Okay.
It's a joke anyway.
So you went from singing in church. So when did you actually come into music then? Outside of singing in church.
That was college. I wanted to be an R&B artist. I had a group. It was called 402. Featuring people that some might still live in Lincoln. Some
It was at UNL?
Huh?
It was at UNL?
No. It was at a small town college. I don't want to say the name because I'm embarrassed of the college. But no, Peru State College is where I went.
That's not a bad school.
For the people watching, it's not a bad school.
Okay.
Something's better than nothing.
Yeah, but I mean, it was cool. They had a pretty good music program, and I got to go on a music scholarship, so
Nice.
it was pretty dope. And I also had a football scholarship too, which is kind of cool.
How did you get a music scholarship if you didn't do any music?
I applied.
So you had to do like an
You
audition?
audition.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then you started 402.
Yeah, we started a group called 402. You could probably still find us on YouTube.
Yes.
You could probably still find us on YouTube.
Wait, hold on, because if you just type in 402 on YouTube, you're not gonna find it.
You're not gonna find it. No.
What do we need to search
No,
for?
I'm not gonna tell you.
Go to
Man,
mission now.
JC and the 402 band.
man, it wasn't even a band. It was so me and another singer, and a rapper, and
Okay.
they were brothers. I'm not gonna say who they are because they're kind of social media. Well, one of them social media famous and stuff like that. So, and it's kind of well known probably. So I'm not
You
gonna
got
say no
work to do.
names. But yeah, like we started this group and there's a song on there that I was like, hey, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
This is it.
Yeah, I thought it was. I thought
Oh.
it was.
Did you release it?
Not on like DistroKid or nothing like that, but it's all.
There
just
was
on-
no DistroKid then,
It was not.
right?
So it was just all on YouTube. So everything's just on YouTube. We did music videos. We shot a music video for Mother's Day on the campus.
That's cool.
It was really
That's
good.
pretty cool.
You know, for
We're
some
fighting this.
19-year-olds, you know what I mean? So it was pretty good. Don't check that out though.
It's good, but don't watch it.
Don't watch it.
That's cool. That's awesome, man. I had no idea about that band, that group that you had, but I see that there's been a tie of you and hip hop since college, and now today. When are you gonna drop your rap debut?
What's funny you say that? Because I've been in hip hop. I had a group before that, a rap group. I thought I was a rapper. I thought I was a rapper. Me and two of my friends from childhood, we had a group called 804, which is kind of
You
weird.
just like numbers.
It's numbers, but it's like
area code.
each person is an area code. So each person though was a number. I think I was the 0. I was a big kid.
Big kid. 0 means big kid.
So so I have I don't know if I still got it, but I had a notebook that I was writing raps to. We never actually did anything or released anything. I think all I just have is just the songs, I think.
Let's get back to this DistroKid real quick. So I think it's interesting that these platforms exist now. DistroKid, I think I use Amuse. There's one that you were telling me about. It's what do you use for distribution?
I use DistroKid.
You went back to DistroKid.
Yeah, you got CD Baby. I think it's TuneCore or Core Tune, one of those ones.
United Masters.
United Masters.
That's the one that you were using.
I did use that one for a second.
So this like modern age, I think it's really cool that creative people have so many outlets to get their creativity in front of people, get it at least distributed to a point where it's available for people.
Yeah, because it used to just be SoundCloud. Remember SoundCloud?
SoundCloud, yeah.
That's what it. Man, I got songs on SoundCloud. I got songs on SoundCloud.
Okay, we're gonna be checking those out too.
Man,
We might like put a snippet of some of your old songs at the
oh
end
my
of the
goodness,
podcast.
don't do that. That'll embarrass me. I have to find
I
it.
want the 402 and the 804 and the 928. And all those.
All of it.
All of it.
Man.
All the numbers.
But yeah, it's crazy how just couple of years could change the music game, you know, and it's amazing. And I know it's even going to grow within the next 5 years. It's going to be even crazier.
Man, you just got my wheels turning.
Yeah.
All right, so when you were with 402, you guys uploaded your music to YouTube because you had no distribution platform.
And SoundCloud.
Do you feel like that would be different today? Like, would you guys have done it differently having the tools that you have now? Like, now you can get your music on Spotify.
Yeah, and even knowing the knowledge now that even if you're like sampling a beat, that you can still upload it as long as you're giving credit to the people that have the beat.
Or you're not trying to make a profit off of it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So knowing the knowledge that I have now, yeah, man, it'd be different.
Way different.
Yeah, but the quality back then of the music that I recorded is completely different than the quality now. So
Because you
I feel like everybody can say that, though.
Definitely.
yeah,
We were talking about my first song. I don't know if you remember that
Big
song.
Bang.
Genesis was the first song. I don't even know if you ever heard that one.
I've heard. We was probably in the car. We was listening to the songs. Yeah, I think I do.
It was terrible. But thank God for growth and opportunities. So sticking to this distribution now, and maybe it's even changing a little bit, at least my thought process.
Yeah.
Artificial intelligence. Have you heard of the songs that people are like faking to sound like other artists?
Yeah. And I'm like, man, this is crazy.
It's crazy.
And by crazy, you mean creepy.
It is, because you can be anybody.
That's
Anybody can do
disturbing.
anybody's song at this point.
Do you think that's going to change the music industry?
Oh, for sure.
Like, and we're just like speculating now, like pie in the sky stuff. But what do you think could be like a replication of artificial intelligence now allowing people to create songs sound like other people? I've heard that there's some mainstream artists who are like gearing up for lawsuits for people who are using their name and likeness.
I think that's what's really going to come. You know, I think it's going to be a lot of legal action being had at this point because of the fact of people are going to start using other people's name to start releasing songs to try to get profit.
That's just nuts.
It's going to be weird.
And then it's going to force the government to get involved with artificial intelligence and put some kind of regulations in place so that this stuff doesn't continue happening. There's other stuff that's going on with AI. It's like really creepy. Like,
see, all I'm gonna say though, if somebody wants to use my voice on a song to make a profit, go ahead. I'm not gonna sue you. More publicity for me, right? I mean, it's just.
I think the reason, and I was thinking about this the other day, the reason that like big artists are upset about it is because they have a reputation, and they also like their bottom line is being compromised by somebody else making a profit off of their name, their likeness, their audience, right? Like, just crazy.
And I guess some of them are scared that the AI sounds better than them.
Auto tune.
Like, man, this guy sounds good. That's not me.
That's funny. All right. So first segment of the show, we usually just try to get to know our guest and your background. We talked about the music. What else is part of your identity? You're a father.
Yeah, I'm a father. I got some kids.
Got some kids.
Got some
Put the
kids.
S on there now, not a Z.
Yeah, it's the S. It's the S.
Why not a Z?
You can put a Z.
I'm Father Abraham. You know, I have many sons.
And many sons.
Have
Father
Father
Abraham.
Yeah, I am one of them, and so are you. So, yeah, I mean, there's really not much to me besides the music and the family. You know, as far as my background, you know, I'm from Richmond, Virginia, and born and raised, moved out here, Omaha after high school, went to college.
Why Omaha?
That was gonna be my icebreaker.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, easy. So I was actually supposed to be in Chicago. I got on the wrong bus and I got stuck. I didn't have enough money to get back. So yeah,
Jokes.
that's just what happened, unfortunately.
Because you had a scholarship.
No, I actually got the scholarship when I got here.
Okay.
I was actually supposed to go to college in, man, I bailed out on college in Georgia. I was supposed to go to Georgia for college. I was all set up. I was supposed to be moving in. I was supposed to go through that whole process, and I bailed out and ended up moving to Nebraska because my parents were moving.
To Nebraska.
Yeah,
So you didn't really get on the wrong bus.
I didn't.
That was a terrible joke.
But I say that every
Yeah, I
time.
do.
I've been saying that probably for about 12 years now. I say the same thing because I'm like, who wants to come to Nebraska? Man, that's not a place that you're like, hey, man, you know what? Let's go on vacation to Nebraska. No,
Yeah, you don't want a vacation
we're
here.
not doing that.
It's a good place to live.
It
It's a
is.
great place
People
to
come here
live.
for the zoo and
The
College
zoo's
World
amazing.
Series and stuff all the
I
time.
mean, with the stuff that they're doing with downtown and the library that they're building on Dodge, maybe they're trying to turn it into a tourist attraction, but it's not that right now.
They're going to have
Unless
to
you go to
get
We need an amusement park.
an amusement park, an actual football team,
We have to have some kind of protein.
something, right?
Yeah.
To bring the, I mean, don't get me, I mean, the arena football is great, the beef. I know if
They sell out. They're doing good.
Yeah,
this
they're
season.
great,
Yeah.
but I mean, it's
Speaking-
not the same. It's not going to bring people from California. Hey, because there's arena teams all over.
Everywhere, yeah.
So that's just my thing.
Maybe The Rock's legal starter team here.
The who?
The Rock.
Oh,
What is it? AFL?
is it XFL?
XFL. Yeah,
That would be nice.
that'd be pretty dope.
Where would they put the stadium? Is the question.
Yeah, I don't think we're getting a pro team like anytime.
Turn
ever.
down the Roston Arena.
We're too close to KC.
Yeah.
We're like surrounded by NFL teams.
That's true.
Like literally, Bears, Minnesota, Vikings. They're everywhere. We're not
Denver.
getting one, so let's
Yeah.
just let that die.
It's all right.
So we got the music. You're a parent.
Do you still play football?
No,
You did for a minute.
I was playing semi-pro football here after college. I've had some concussions, and it's a lot to kind of be out there running around with other adults.
Younger than you.
Some might be younger. Okay,
Probably some around your age still.
Younger,
some are older. Okay, I think I played with a 45-year-old. Yeah, no, for real. And he was the LeBron James of the semi-pro. Just,
Oh, that's what's up.
he was.
It's a lifer.
He's a lifer.
Maybe he'll go to the pro.
We forgot
I'm
something.
Sure there's
Church.
like an age.
I was looking because we only got a couple minutes left, so I wanted to put one more thing in the who are you?
Oh, church. What about church?
What is your role at church? At your church?
Right now, nothing.
Oh.
I stepped down for a second.
You are still leading worship in the ministry of what you do with Jeff,
It's called Faithfully United.
Faithfully United. So what is that?
You got time for that?
No.
You got 2 minutes.
I need more than 2 minutes.
We're gonna wrap it up. All right. It is telling us it's time to move on. So we're gonna go ahead and end this episode, and we're gonna come back and we'll talk about. That's stuff that you're doing now. So it's actually a good place for us to put that into the second interview.
Sounds good.
Nice. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is our humble podcast. If you didn't know, we're here every week, KPAO, and we also have the archives that go up on YouTube and Spotify and all your podcast platforms, and then the video of the show that gets produced through KPO is what you see in the video format. Trying to figure out how to get it on Facebook, man. It's been a struggle. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. We'll be back. Our humble podcast.
Yeah.
Welcome back to our humble podcast. We're trying to figure out how we're going to come back into the show. And
I thought you were going to do welcome back, and I was going to say like a backpack.
oh, I didn't know we were going to keep that.
That's fine.
Welcome back.
Like a backpack.
Nice. I love it. As he already introduced himself, we got JC as our guest today. This is part 2 of our interview with him. Just kind of getting into his background in the first part of the interview. Now we're going to get into some stuff that you got going on today. Yeah,
Not literally
'cause,
today, but
like yesterday.
Yeah.
and tomorrow.
And next month. And then in the
Till
month.
you die.
And yeah. The rest of the year,
Right.
right?
So yesterday this was your first worship night?
No, it was my second.
Second one. Okay. I remember that. We have not been able to attend either one of them.
Right.
And then the next
Got
one
too
is
busy.
also going to be on the Good Vibes night. We need to just click up,
Did you
man.
hear that?
What's up?
He said because y'all too busy. Like he's always there. It's fine. This is not a therapy session.
I
No
am
big
busy.
deal.
I am busy as well.
We're all busy.
I can't deny that one.
Right?
So yeah, we had a worship night last night at the Table, which was downtown, 11th and Howard. Had a pretty decent turnout. We had 2 people open up for us. Had Bruce with First Christian Church, or a church in Council Bluff. Okay,
Nice.
Forgive me. And then we had a gentleman by the name of Bo out of Lincoln, came and did a few songs. And then we had Pastor Chaz Ware. He gave a quick little sermon as well. And then Kingdom Come Worship is what I'm in charge of with Faithfully United. We ended the night in worship. And it was nice. You get a chance to go Faithfully United online, and y'all could see the live recording. It was pretty good.
Faithful United?
Faithfully.
Faithfully United.
Okay.
Yes.
Faithfully United.
Yeah.
Definitely gonna have to check that out.
How often do you guys do it?
So, man, the goal is to do it every Friday.
Oh.
That's the goal. But right now we're set every fourth Friday of the month. We'll be at the table from 7 to 9. That's what we got set up right now.
But your next one isn't on the fourth Friday,
It's not.
so let's deal with that.
So the next one that I have is going to be June 9th from 7 to 9. It's going to be at Wildwood Church in La Vista Pavilion.
Okay.
And it's going to be a bigger event. I got multiple different people coming in to do sets and different things.
Is that a Friday?
It's on a Friday.
So next, good vibes.
Yeah. See?
So, where did the vision for Kingdom Come Worship, Faithfully United, come from?
Man, that was all Jeff Loveland. So he came up with a vision for a unified collaboration of people from all backgrounds, all generations, all ethnicities, right? To be able to worship underneath one roof, unified worship.
Love it.
So that's kind of where Faithfully United came from. Kingdom Come Worship was the same thing, but it was more so focused on just the worship. Well, Faithfully United does more. Do praying, we got preachers, prayers, people, prayer warriors, different events through Faithfully United. And they got prayer walks, then you can go around and they walk and pray and different things like that. Volunteer work and just all that kind of stuff. Where the Kingdom Come Worship just focuses on the worship. So, yeah, man, you just bring him on here to ask him that question.
Well, we might get him in next season.
That's good.
Yeah, I think that is definitely needed. I think it's cool, the progression of where we started with Royal Vibe, the band that we had back in the day, and how you've taken that concept and have adapted it into a different format. And
Royal
now
Vibe?
Royal Vibe.
Royal Vibes.
Royal Vibes.
Oh,
With
that
the
was a
Z.
show.
No,
It wasn't a show.
It was a band.
it was a band.
When?
2017, 2018.
No, it was Manifest was in it. If that gives you a time frame, right? So
I was gonna say, I don't remember any
2017,
Royal
2018.
Vibes.
Jay Reed was a part of it. I think that was how he came into Humble Kings.
it's kind of fuzzy. It's
Yeah,
kinda
you
fuzzy
guys
for
have
me.
had a lot going on.
For real.
Because Real Vibes ended up turning into like a full-on clothing brand, and graphics design.
Oh,
have that now?
you did that. I remember that.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that was a band. I thought it was a brand.
It was a group, yeah.
It started the same as Humble Kings. It started in one form and it just kind of shifted, which is
I only
always,
knew it as Close. I think I maybe came in at the end of it.
Probably, yeah, because that's a brand. I can get y'all some shirts if you want, Yeah.
So, Kingdom Come Worship, are you guys going to be a part of Hear the Sound? Are you hip to that?
Sorry, I'm not hip. Sorry.
Not hip. So Hear the Sound is a collaboration of churches that are going to do a worship night during College World Series.
Huh.
We should see about getting you guys connected to that.
Okay.
It's a big thing. They got like
It's huge, man.
billboards. It's like
There's-
over 1,000 people. Like interested or going, and it's
multiple churches collaborating on this. Dwell will be a part of it. My City is the founding church, and they're collaborating with several different churches in the area to provide a worship experience during the College World Series, which has a reputation of being like one of the most toxic times in Omaha. So we're going to combat that with prayer and worship.
That is dope.
Right.
And I would definitely like to be a part of that, because I know that, man, that atmosphere would be crazy.
Nuts. I can't wait. It's going to be pretty cool. So we'll see what we can do to make that happen. What else? You guys have the monthly show, trying to get that into a weekly show. Is there other things that you guys are doing with the ministry?
With Kingdom Come Worship?
Kingdom Come Worship? Faithfully United?
Well, Kingdom Come Worship, I mean, that's kind of like my baby, right? So I'm trying to do everything I can. Everything that I wanted to do with Another Level Music, I have the opportunity to do now with Kingdom Come Worship. But now I have my own band, right?
You got studio?
Huh?
You got studio?
That's plans in the works.
Let's talk to T.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. That I have so many ideas, of course, wanting to, like, I'm trying to get these guys recorded. I'm trying to, do an album with them, just a whole bunch of stuff. But really, right now, the focus is trying to build the team, trying to build it bigger, more singers, more musicians, just trying to be huge. You're familiar with Maverick City, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The goal is Kingdom Come Worship be just like Maverick City.
Maverick City of Omaha.
Type of, yeah, just the collaboration of, they have different musicians that come in and do different things. They do the videos. They have all these people that are singing with them, just that's the idea. Like when we went to Gene Leahy Mall and y'all sung with us, the kids sung with us in the thing.
That's still, my kids still talk about it today. That's huge.
That's where the idea came from, right? I'm like, man, I would love to do this. And just was like, let's do a citywide choir. And that's still something in the works, but, right now we're kind of focused on one thing right now.
You have to build a foundation and start somewhere.
Exactly.
And you also only have so much capacity to make things happen in this direction because of time, money, resources, relationships, right? These are things that kind of limit us from really running with the big vision before the time is ready.
Yeah.
There's also a process for growth.
For sure.
So what are you learning from all of this?
What I'm really learning is it's okay for me to just sit back and let somebody else do it. I don't have to be the guy all the time.
Before you share any other ideas, let's talk about this. Because it sounds like delegation. Would you say?
Yeah, to an extent.
Right? Because you being the person in charge of it, you have an idea of what needs to happen. Finding the right people who have the skills and abilities and the willingness to do it.
For sure.
How do you do that? I'm asking for myself.
Man, it's really just connections and really trying to build rapport with people. And letting people know that I really appreciate them and show them that I appreciate them when they want to join and be a part, just being a part of their life and making them like family, in every aspect. So usually if I got somebody that wants to be a part, I'm like, come on, let's go to dinner. Let's go sit down, let's have a talk and get to know you, get to know me, get to know the vision. If that's something you believe in, let's go ahead and let's talk about it. And then move forward from there. It's kind of how I move. That's how I started with everybody. So I try to make it as personable as I possibly can.
Yeah.
Because I don't want just people, I want loyalty. And not just loyalty, but commitment. Because you can be loyal, but not committed, right? You can be committed, but not loyal. That makes sense, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So just trying to get both of those to link up with each other. And right now, I found a pretty good group. Of course, everybody wants to be a part, but nobody really has the time, that they say. So if they really want to be a part, you gotta make the time.
Guilty.
Yeah.
Hearing you talk about like the vision for it sounds really cool, and I want to be a part, but I also have tons of things going on myself.
Right.
And I think that's a good word too, of don't bite off more than you can chew.
For sure.
Don't overcommit, but also, you know, we want to be available for opportunity when opportunity presents itself.
And I definitely understand. I know you got a lot going on. I know that back in the day we had visions of doing everything together, you know, and I know that in the season that we're in right now, you know, I can't be at everything. You can't be at everything. I still support you from a distance, right?
Yeah.
And I know that the time will come during the seasons where as we grow the ministries that we're in, we won't have to be at everything. We don't have to be at our own events all the time, to where we can go ahead and branch out to a different event. And we can link up and maybe start something else and have that grow from there. So being able to be in a position to where we create this thing that can function on its own without us being there.
Dude, that's a bar. That is a bar. So two things that I've always appreciated about you is I would say you're pretty organized, at least from like our interactions. Like you wrote the business plan for Another Level Music. You did all the research for that stuff.
Oh man.
Right.
Okay.
You've been one to
speak it into existence.
to do the research and to be able to lay things out in a way that people are able to take the vision and to run with it. Right.
Man. Yeah, I mean,
Is that
I try my best.
Okay.
I won't say I'm as organized as I should be, because the older I get, the more scatterbrained I get, and I tend to forget that I have things that I need to do. So like I'm like, man, I need to get me a personal assistant or something to keep me organized and keep me grounded, because I'll start overcommitting.
Have you heard about that InMotion app?
Emotion app.
InMotion.
In motion.
Yeah,
No,
it's AI.
Okay.
Basically, you input different tasks that you have to accomplish and the priority of it, and like tell it your schedule, and it'll give you a timeline of the day when it can insert the different tasks. I haven't used it, but I was listening to a podcast the other day and they were talking about it.
That sounds good, but I want the AI to be able to do some of these tasks for me. Like take off some of the load.
Yeah.
Like if I'm okay, I know I gotta go make a deposit at the bank. The AI cannot go make this deposit at the bank. You know. No.
Don't start having AI.
Not yet. Tesla's building a robot.
No.
Yeah. You know, just certain things. Like,
so sad.
like I need to go ahead and reach out to 35 different people just to say, hey, y'all still interested in being a part? You know, hey, y'all interested in donating?
Yeah, I can do that.
You know, being able to do something like that to where I don't have to do it, then great.
You can also
But you
schedule
still want
emails and text messages that can do that without having the robot living your life.
You
So
also
that's
want a
thing.
personal touch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
So
know
I get
what's
that, having the
He
assistant.
said he doesn't mind if someone uses his voice. So this AI is going to take on his voice. And he's going to call these people and make the connections. Oh, but then suddenly the AI is now calling your family and, you know, checking Sam out of school. And like, I don't want it. Don't do
It's a
it.
slippery slope.
It's so, don't do it.
Man, that'd be
You're
crazy.
giving the AI your bank information. Go make this deposit. AI, like, what?
Interesting. The other thing I was going to say is I've always recognized you as a man of vision. Was that something that you see for yourself?
Oh man, I do, and I think it's a blessing and a curse.
Right.
Because
I get it.
You guys are literally like brothers.
Yeah,
like,
no,
for real.
brothers. Like for real
it's
brothers.
like I will, like, cause for me, I get visions just in my dreams. I get dreams. I get visions in my dreams. And then just every day, just kind of just different things that I might see or might hear. I'm like, oh, that'd be great for this. Now I'm sitting there writing down different things like, oh, okay, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. And I still haven't even finished the one on the top.
Yeah.
You know, it's like because I want to be able to do it all.
Right.
And I know that these visions just didn't come out of nowhere.
For no reason.
Right? They're supposed to be done, but maybe they're not supposed to be done by me,
right now.
but just done about other people, the different connections I might make. Hey, man, look, I got this idea. You should run with it. I'll be an investor. I'll be a part of it, and we can just kind of go from there, kind of thing. So I'm learning. I'm trying to learn that, right? Because not only that, I have a gifting for within somebody's vision, helping them to be able to expand that the way they want it to be. So
I feel like I can do that too, but I struggle with doing it for myself.
Yeah. Oh man.
It's
always
feel
easier
that
to do
too?
something for somebody else, isn't it?
Yeah.
In life, like it's easier to give other people advice than to
do it, take it for yourself. Yeah, that's so true.
I feel like that's what comes when you're like what am I trying to say? Like when you serve people, when you're a servant, you always want to like build other people up. So
yeah,
it comes easy to give people advice or help people out. But then when you're like, oh, I'm over here drowning, help.
Right.
And that's that piece of you want to put your mask on first.
But you don't, right?
Never do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's
Right.
like I feel like that's all of us. But
so it's an intentional aspect, an intentional like concept that we have to really pursue. We have to make sure that we're taking time to care for ourselves, do things that we enjoy, and we're not always working all the time or serving other people all the time. Self-care is really important.
It is. It's important for just for your family, you know, being able to be a part of your family, and then also for your mental health. You know, you see a lot of people, celebrities that might struggle with certain kind of things, and they're drowning and nobody's there to help because they're told you need to work.
Yeah.
You know, so they don't ever get the opportunity to do that self-care thing. So learning that early, man, could save a lot of people's lives. So
I feel like that's something I'm still trying to get a good balance on because I still have so many ideas I want to do. One thing that I was talking to Tim the other day, and he gave me this little nugget what you're saying, like you don't have to be the one to accomplish everything, right? But also that even though you have that idea, that vision, it doesn't have to happen right now. We have so many things that we're already working on. We can't do everything right now.
For sure.
But as you know, kids get older and don't need us necessarily around as much, obviously we're still going to be there for our kids. Then you have more time to focus on your own things. Or as things get solidified and you have teams that are able to run with these projects and you don't necessarily have to be there, now you have more time to dedicate to some of the other ideas. Make sure that you write it down, document it.
Got to. There was a message that I was in church and somebody said, man, I'm gonna make sure I want to say this right. I don't want to butcher it. Basically, I'm gonna summarize it. Sometimes you might think it's for you, but it's for somebody else. So you get a vision that you might think it's for you, but it's actually for Becky down the street.
Yeah.
You know, or sorry, probably not Becky, Tim down the street. I don't want no issues here, okay? Don't want no issues. But you get the gist of what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So the vision may not be for you, and it may not even be for Tim down the street. It may be for your kids, you know. That's what it could be for.
So,
like a seed to plant that doesn't need to grow right now. You just have it, and then as time progresses, then it gets more nourishment. But you don't have to have the whole Lawrence and Gardens right now. Speaking to both of you, you know, you could just start with like your little garden, and then transplant as you're able to farm a little better.
Yeah, plant, seed, grow. Yeah. What was I about to say? Remember the thing I told you about the new brand that I'm coming up with? The new brand I came up with.
okay.
You remember?
What's it called?
Carry the legacy.
Oh yeah. Yep. That's huge.
Oh.
Right.
Oh. Okay.
That's huge.
So that's kind of like the idea what we're talking about.
How do you spell carry?
CAREY.
So you do use your government name.
For that, I do. Because it's not about me.
No, I really like that, actually.
You know, it's about what comes after me.
For sure.
You know, I got 2 boys right now, and you know, I want to be able to make sure that they have something that they can grow. You know, I just plant the seed and they just grow it, and they water it, and go from further. You know, hopefully they have boys and continue to take that.
Girls.
Well, you know, the carry. You know, you get married,
carry the
and
name.
you end up taking the other person's name. So.
Yeah. So we got like 2 minutes. I had one more question for you.
For sure.
One of the questions for the podcast, well, I'll just put it out there. There's 4 questions that we kind of just keep in the back of our mind that direct our conversations. Who are you? What do you do? Why? And what are you learning this season? So then we hit 3 of those, but that third point of what motivates you?
Man, what motivates me is my past. I don't want to be in the same position that I was 7 years ago.
Yeah.
It seems like that I continue to go into a cycle. And
Break the cycles.
Huh?
You want to break the cycles?
Breaking the cycles. I don't want to be the same, and I want to continue to grow. So what motivates me is knowledge. You know, getting more knowledge so that I can expand to whatever I'm doing, whether that's music, whether that's business, whether that's podcast. You know, 'cause I got a podcast too. You know, tune in. Word up. Throw my plug in there, my bad.
Word Up Podcast.
Word Up Podcast.
Yeah, we're talking about it, man. It's something you do. Plug it.
You know, so just being able to be in that kind of position to expand everything, and then the people around me, because the knowledge that I gain is never just for me.
For sure.
So it's being able to help everybody else as well. So what motivates me is knowledge. Yeah,
I love it.
knowledge is power.
Applied knowledge is power.
For sure.
Yeah, nice. Thank you for saying yes to the interview and to being a part of our first season of Our Humble Podcast. It's crazy to think like we're on the downward side of it now. We only have like 4 more interviews left.
Man, well,
It's crazy.
I'm glad to even be a part, thinking that I'm worthy enough to even be sitting on this couch with all these greats, you know, so.
That's huge. Well, we appreciate you, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. Our Humble Podcast here on KPAO. This has been like a really cool project, and I think we're learning a lot and hopefully sharing a lot of interesting things with you guys and just creating something positive for the community.
Agreed. So, before we go though, we need you to tell the people how they can get in touch with you.
Oh man, so you can reach me on just about anything. JayC33, Facebook, JayC33, Musiq with a Q, Instagram and TikTok. You know, or you can just shoot me an email, you know, if you really want.
I'm gonna put you on the spot. Can you sing like a farewell?
Sing a farewell.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. See you
Could you
next
give
week.
us a run to close us out?
Man, that really is on the spot. Let me drink a little bit of this water.
It's like, oh, I can't. Hold
I
on.
was not prepared for this.
I'm not prepared. Me.
Can you just do like tune in for next? Is it next week's
Yeah.
episode?
Tune in next week.
Tune in next week. Something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, we're gonna like clip that. That's gonna be our jingle.
Because we can use your voice. We were already told.
You
We
have
already
it.
have permission.
We have
Our Humble Podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in.